Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of On the Rise. I am Zoe Hinkson, the creator of Arriving Edge magazine, and on today's episode, I have the pleasure of interviewing up-and-coming music artist Mason. Check out a few clips of our interview where we talk about his passion in music, his inspiration, and the power behind music.
How did you get your start in music?
Well, I think it started in the end of like middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I I've been listening to music my whole entire life. I grew up listening to like classical music and jazz like majority of the time, and then I got into every single genre. I would listen to everything because my 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 parents, they've been very just like, you can't discriminate in music. Music is
Mm-hmm.
music, and
Right.
they gotta really appreciate the craft itself. Um, And so at the end of middle school, I kind of got bored. I go to an art school, so I do a lot of painting and drawing and stuff. But I was kind of getting bored because that's kind of just in my family, like everybody does. So I was like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to find something that I can truly express myself. And I kind of just sat down one day in front of a piano, and I just found out that I can play the piano like pretty good. Like I taught
Wow.
myself how to play in like under a year. So I was just like, maybe this is the move, and then I worked my way up. I do everything myself, so I produce everything myself,
Mm-hmm.
mix everything, record everything. So it's
Wow. You released your song, your two singles, "Back to You" and "Toxin." What was your creative inspiration, direction of that?
so specifically for Toxin. For most of my music, for most of my songs. I write about what I'm going through at the moment or past experiences. So that Toxin was really inspired by a very toxic situation that I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to, the concept originally, Toxin was supposed to be a part of a project where I had like this propaganda music where it sounded like you could dance to it, but all of the topics were very somber. And so Toxin specifically was just basically a situation that I went through where I wanted this person, and this person showed me like to my face, hey, I don't care about your feelings. I just want to use you till I'm bored, but still
Mm.
wanting that person.
Right.
So
I think we all been there.
it didn't. Yeah, you get hurt, but you knew it was gonna happen because you put yourself in that situation.
Right.
So that was the whole like underlying premise of it. As far as like inspiration for like the lyrics, I at the time when I wrote it in a day. I wrote it in like an hour actually. And before that, I was listening to a lot of The Weeknd and
Mm.
of like a lot of like very alternative R&B stuff, just to get that like that whole '80s vibe. Because I was
Mm-hmm.
really trying to go for that for the second half of the song. I wanted it to be danceable,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's not really the topic is not really something
Fun.
worth dancing.
Right.
So that was like
Okay. And so,
I think
what kind of challenge are you like facing or have you faced, just trying to get out there? What is your take on just getting your music out there and to mass audiences?
well um before I started singing,
Mm-hmm.
I used to be just a producer. Like I used to make beats on SoundCloud. I have actually this one beat that I released, which was a flip of a Raven Lene song,
Mm-hmm.
and it picked up a lot of traction. It got put on a lot of radio stations, and I was
Oh.
just kind of known as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And so SoundCloud was always my gateway. Like I never when I first started music, I never had it on any streaming platform. I always had it on SoundCloud because I like the fact that you could talk to everybody.
Right.
I wanted to build that connection. I'm not really I wasn't, and I'm still not like that big on like constantly promoting my work. I never really did. I post about it once, and then I
Mm-hmm.
just, if people see it. Because I don't like the idea of bombarding people with your work, because then that's going to make them less likely to view it.
Mm-hmm.
So nowadays, all I really do is like if I'm working on something, I spend a lot of times going through so much because I make a lot of songs, but I never release. I I made over 200 songs, and out of those 200 songs, I released a 5-song EP.
Wow.
And because like at the time I was going through stuff and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what people need to hear, not anything else. So I guess in the music industry standpoint, I'm not good at promoting, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I get my music across enough that people can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, for me, it's all about the music. Like
Right.
that whole, hey guys, you should listen to my stuff because I'm gonna be the next famous person. Like, no, I've never felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
Music is more of an art to me than it is a job. Because I
Agreed.
don't, I it was never a monetary thing for me. It still isn't. Like I might make some money, but like that's never the thing that drives me to release stuff. So I just
Wow.
release it and see what happens.
And I think that's a great thing because it's saturated. So many people want to be a music artist. So many people just want to just push, and it's not real. It's not quality work. EP, How to Save a Life. So are we going to have another EP coming this year or soon? Or another single?
I'm currently working. I took a break because of considering everything that's going on. I was going through a lot, like not
Mm-hmm.
even just COVID-19, but like also I was dealing with. I lost my grandmother,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and just dealing with school was stressful because. Hold up, one moment. I'm working on stuff. I have to take some time. I had to take a lot of space for mental health. So
Mm-hmm.
I plan on releasing a project,
Okay.
something that is a lot bigger than just a couple of songs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on music videos. I'm working on visuals for every single song. I'm also working on specific clothing because I go to art school. I try to connect all of my art together. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm making some clothes for some of the pieces. I'm trying to get in touch with an orchestra because I have an idea of what I want to
Mm-hmm.
do. So I'm trying to put all the pieces together right now. And yeah, I would definitely plan on releasing another EP because I would say How to Save a Life was 17-year-old me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not necessarily proud of the the outcome of it. Like I think for what it's worth, the message was where I wanted to go. I just missed the mark on what I wanted to do. So this year, I'm trying to make something that I can really just show to people and be like, this is what I'm doing.
Okay. I look forward to it. I'm excited for you. What advice would you give someone who is like, trying to get their start into music?
Honestly, I would say just do it. You're making the art for yourself more than you are for an audience.
Mm-hmm.
People will resonate with it if you're being genuine with yourself.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're making that piece, and if you're not truly enjoying it, then it's not something that you should be doing. You should be doing. You should just enjoy it and do it. And if you get famous, cool. But if you don't, like, don't gun on something like that. Like, it's cool, but like the process is more important.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself to enjoy making music more when I care about the process than the end goal. So just like
Mm-hmm.
do it for yourself more than anybody else.
I agree.
Music can be a healing tool, but music can also be destructive. So
Mm. Very true.
I say I use my music now. When I started, I did it for fun, but now I kind of use my music to look back on things that I've done, situations that I've been in, so I can mature as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Music isn't black and white. Neither is people's lives.
Sure.
Music is documentation of what that person is going through at the time. You could put up a facade and just make you know rap and just go off of what everybody else is doing, or you can make something that can not only push you as a person, push your own narrative in your own light, but also push people around you to be like, well, I've been through something like that. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
can work on something so I can be a better person for not everybody else, but just myself.
Right. Right. I agree. Wow. I think today with everything, I didn't want to sidebar from the music part, but with everything that's going on, right now, not even COVID-19, but just the whole Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. I think music is very important just because music always gets a message out and it always spread, positivity when it comes towards that. So
You're not really shying away from music because all of that is connected.
mm-hmm.
Our music has always been an art of protest, just like graffiti is. It's all connected. Like I feel I feel very strongly about things that are going on, especially stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
some people can't just go out and just tell people how they feel. Some people, it's not enough for them. They need a artistic outlet to let out the emotion, because when you're building all of that stuff up for protesting and things like this going on, you need an outlet. Otherwise, you're gonna burn yourself out.
Right.
That's a lot of emotion to be holding in, and music
Mm-hmm.
helps because it's like painting. You got to get that emotion out. If you hold it inside of you, you're gonna be constantly tired, constantly mad.
Mm-hmm. Very. And that's what a lot of people are too. Thank you again for being here, taking the time out. It was a pleasure interviewing you today. I hope to hear some more music from you soon.
Thank you. Yes, I will. I'm actually working on something relatively soon, so
Okay.